Creek Rehabilitation and Care Center food segment.
Well, thank you, Mark. We are excited indeed to introduce a brand new recipe here on the set today of Faith and Friends. If you're anything like me over the years, you've fallen in love with what are affectionately known as monster cookies. And that's exactly what we're doing today. It's a
That's
new
your
recipe.
favorite thing in the world, I think.
It is one of my favorite things in the world, monster cookies. And these are a spin-off of that. These are actually called trail cookies.
Oh.
And I'm excited. I've personally tasted these on multiple occasions, and they are phenomenal.
They smell good. I've got the finished product on this side of me.
Can't eat them yet.
You
though.
cannot
Wafting my
keep
way.
those away from you.
I need milk. I always require milk with my
We should have
dessert.
known this. We need someone to grab some milk. But we're going to start with this
Hurry up
recipe.
and bring us some milk.
I'm going to
quickly.
try to do it justice because little known, this is actually my wife's recipe and
Is that weird to say, my wife?
my new wife's recipe, and I'm going to try to make her proud here. I'm not the one who typically makes these, so
Oh, wow.
yeah, we'll give it our
But
best
you are
shot
the
there.
expert, so.
I'm pretending to be. So, what we're going to start off with here are 3 items here, which is our coconut oil or butter, and just
I was going to say, it looks like butter.
up front here.
Pour this in.
Go ahead and put that in there.
Is that butter then, or coconut oil?
That's butter right
Okay.
there. The reason I say coconut oil is because my wife, for instance, actually is gluten and dairy sensitive, and so that is an option if maybe you do have a dairy allergy or sensitivity, that you can go the coconut oil route as opposed to
Lots
the
of health
butter.
benefits in coconut oil as well.
Right.
Really
Is
good.
coconut oil liquid? So I've seen it in stores, and it looks like it's solid.
Well,
What is it?
It's like it can be both states. You heat it
depends
up,
the
it'll be
state that
liquid.
you have it in.
So it is like this consistency?
It is.
It is.
Okay.
It can be, yeah.
In the winter time. In the summertime,
Summer
it is,
melts.
it is
So
melted.
moving on, 1/2 cup of that butter or coconut oil, 3/4 cup brown sugar,
Oh,
which
okay.
you have right there, and then 3/4 cup sugar, granulated sugar, or cane sugar, if you choose to go that route. And what we're going to do, we're going to cream those 3 ingredients
Cream 'em.
together. So Jennifer, would you like to do that there in the bowl?
What does it mean to cream it, Zach?
Exactly what she's doing right here.
So you make it into cream, kind of?
in a
Well,
way.
taking the butter and there's probably some sort of chemical reaction that's happening. You know,
So you don't want to
food does
melt.
that.
You don't want to melt the butter and then
No.
put the sugar in.
You
That
don't
would
wanna melt
mess
the
up the
butter.
recipe.
You would, yes.
Okay.
So you leave the raw butter in there. Meanwhile, at any point in this as you're making these cookies, as Jennifer's creaming here, Andy, we'll pretend that you did this.
You're very good
We're
at
going to
creaming.
prepare oats that we will put in later
you.
on, and
We're preparing the
we're
oats.
preparing oats. Maybe in traditional monster cookie recipes, you've seen you actually put oats in, whole oats, into the
oats?
recipe. What we've done here is actually grind the oats up. We did this in a NutriBullet, so
Oh.
you get a nice powder there. Or if you do have any sort of blender or a way to grind the oats up. And just to note, these are rolled oats. They're not the Quake oats,
Or
not
the steel rolled.
not the
Steel
steel
wool?
steel cut. or
Steel
something.
cut.
These are rolled
Always mix
oats.
that up.
And so we're gonna pretend, Andy, that while she creamed that, you grinded up the oats, and we're not gonna put
With
those
my
in
Wow,
fork?
nice grinder.
Not with your fork, but we're not gonna put those in yet. Those are for later.
Keep them away from me.
How's that looking?
It's not a
Jennifer?
knife. It's for
how do
keep
you
the
think?
oats away from you.
Looks good. Okay, so we're gonna move on to our next round of ingredients. All right, and that starts with a teaspoon of baking powder and an 1/8 teaspoon of baking soda, and we've already combined those here. So Jennifer, would you like to put those in? No.
Oh, you just ruined the recipe.
Into the bowl
We can
here.
try and save it.
No.
We'll leave that. Hold off. Nope.
I'll skim it right off the top. We're good.
Oh no.
All is saved.
I have ruined the recipe.
All is saved. We're okay. All right, there you go.
Okay.
been
We'll leave it at
separated
that. We're gonna
very
move on to the.
scientifically.
Now, also in there was an 1/8 teaspoon of salt, and so that was a teaspoon of baking powder.
We might not quite have an 8
1/8
right now,
teaspoon of baking soda and 1/8 teaspoon of salt.
Stop.
All right, stop that.
It's
Can I mix it?
separated.
Move on to the 2 eggs.
Can you
Would
handle
guys
the
like
eggs?
to eat crack an egg? We'll mix it in a moment. Crack the eggs.
You don't want to crack the eggs?
I'm terrible at cracking eggs. I get shells every time. Every time shells end up in there.
And then Andy, I think you had asked previously what was in this giant
Yeah, at
container.
first it looked like some kind of mush.
And that's actually, well, it's peanut butter, right?
It's different consistency than I'm used to.
I
So
think it's natural peanut butter.
we're gonna go ahead and put
Isn't
the
all
peanut
peanut
butter
butter natural?
right inside there. And Jennifer, you're gonna give this a real good stir to get a nice, consistent texture.
So she's no longer creaming, now she's stirring.
Now she's giving
Still
yep.
just with a fork, so you really
Now,
don't need
if
a
you
lot
are
of
one of those who have modern day conveniences like a blender or a mixer, hand mixer, that would work well at this
Oh,
moment.
now you tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I add this yet?
In a moment, once she's
Okay.
got this nice and mixed up. And so yes, that's going to be our
Now it
base
looks like molasses.
batter there, and you're going to slowly,
Smells good.
here's the key, Andy, we're not going to jump it all in at once, right? A little
You're
at a
trusting me
time.
with this.
And we're going to try to get a nice thick consistency that you typically see from a
You can
cookie
do a
batter.
little more.
Little at a time,
Maybe
Zach
about
said.
a third at a time.
We're going to be doing this
Whoa.
for the next. Whoa!
Sorry.
That was overkill.
We have a long way to go to prepare you guys for the Iron Chef shows.
Steel cut flour, oats.
Okay, it looks like the galaxy right now.
What galaxy are you
Swirls.
referring
Not
to?
sure. What the-
Swirls and
I
those
thought
are
you
the
said
stars.
squirrels.
Now add a little more.
No, a
to
little
that.
more.
And so that's going to complete your recipe, but then there are additional things if you would like to add to give it some taste
That's
factor.
the best part,
What
right?
we have, that's right. What we have today, some favorites are M&Ms here. You
Are
can
those
see.
the birthday cake M&Ms? Because I've seen these
I don't
in
think
stores.
that they are.
But I've
no.
been advised not to try them. But it's
I've-
birthday cake.
These are just your good old-fashioned traditional
Okay.
M&Ms. And then also we've got chocolate chips, which are a must if you are a Monster Cookie fan or Trail Cookie fan in this case.
And they're semi-sweet. I sampled them during.
They are
in the
semi-sweet.
morning, yeah.
All right, go ahead and add the rest of the oats there. And you
I
can
keep
see
forgetting that's oats. I think it's flour.
it looks like
It's
flour.
probably oat flour.
Really?
And so
This is getting tougher to
Now
It
we
smells
should-
really
Sure.
good.
we should have mentioned up front, you're going to go ahead and want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees.
Which we have our oven back here.
We're
that
going
is
to pretend like
preheated.
we do have back here, and we do have a final product to show in a moment. How's that looking, Jennifer?
It's getting tougher
It's
to
definitely getting thicker.
which I think is probably a component of
That's
any
correct.
kind of
It smells
monster
really
trail.
good.
That's correct. It does smell
This is an
very
arm
good.
workout.
And so, Andy, would you like to add the M&Ms?
Oh, we haven't done that yet? All of them?
I'll go ahead and pour all of those in,
That's a lot of M&Ms. Are you
It
sure?
and some chocolate chips.
Whoa!
right.
Wow.
So they're no longer healthy.
Well,
Well,
you know,
you
that's a
know-
relative term. Healthy is.
Well, you put a couple good things in there, right?
That's
Eggs
right.
and
It's certainly
peanut butter and
Yeah.
Mmm. Can you eat this cookie batter by itself?
I do like cookie
well,
batter.
then I guess we get into the whole raw egg debate, which we don't have time to do
No,
That's
we
today.
don't
right.
want to deal with that.
But we're going to stir our mixture up here. You've got your batter, and then, you know, like a typical cookie placement, depending on the size of cookies, Andy, I assume you would want very large.
Yeah,
Cookies.
because I stay away from the edges. I like the chewy middle.
That's right.
So you just put them on a glass.
Well, typically you would have a baking pan.
Oh, cookie sheet. Okay.
This is for transparency reasons what we're using today. And you're going to place these in the oven for 10 to 13 minutes. Start with the 10 and then see how they are. And then you're going to pull them out, and for about 5 minutes let them sit there and cool on the pan, and they'll bake a little bit more while they're on the pan, and they'll easily, after that 5-minute period, come right off the pan and be ready for you to eat. Andy, you've got the final product here. How does that look?
Looks wonderful. Am I allowed to eat them?
This is the unbaked
I'm gonna go for this
product.
You go for 10
Hey,
minutes
look,
and
it's
you
good
arrive
to eat.
with our final product
You want it?
right there.
I like to break my cookie in half and then in a quarter. You eat it like that.
There you go.
Those are great.
How is it, Jennifer?
Really good.
I did mention that this is my wife's recipe, and she does maintain a food blog, cinderellacooks.wordpress.com. Of course, you can find this recipe on the website, faithandfriends.wtlw.com. If you go to the website, you can find the recipe and a link to the blog if you want to find out more recipes. And again, this is gluten and dairy
Soft.
sensitivity
It's so much
and
better than
allergy free.
normal monster cookies.
Is
I
it
don't
really?
like the monster cookies. You know that.
Yeah, that's
This is
true.
pretty good.
Very good.
That's true. And so we encourage you, log on to the website and take a look at the recipe, and you can make some of your own trail cookies of your own.
Right. So, back to you, Mark.
Well, thank you, Zach. Perhaps you can make your own monster cookies and enjoy them watching a movie that you can watch over and over again. And